Hello, good evening, Sanbonani, Goeienaand. I don't know what's night in Afrikaans, so sorry to the people who are speaking Afrikaans, but yeah, I'm Shane. Welcome to my video of me presenting my assignment 2 of CIC2601. Um, Me introducing myself, my name is Morosi and my surname is Khalani. And this is the evidence of my portfolio that I've done with the Wix website site. So just a preview of everything that I've done during the whole journey of me creating this whole site. I was still on my activities. Let me try and log into my home page so that I can show you like everything that I've been busy with. Pardon my laptop, it's a bit slow, but yeah, please bear with it. So you're just gonna select home page. These are the ones causing my laptop. Let me just close these tabs. This is just the PDF that I've saved of the assignment. Just gonna close that. And let's let the file load. Okay, so the module that I'm doing this evidence for is computer integration in the classroom. And the reason for me to do this video is actually to give a, what can I say, a summary of the lesson plan that I've formulated for this uh, research that I've done. Like I said, my name is Morose Khalani, and sorry I needed to close that, but then, yeah, this is CIC2601, and the intention for this assignment is it is the evidence, like I said, for assignment 2, and this assessment highlights the educational value of integrating information to provide evidence that technology can address different learning styles. And I've cited Junasine et al. 2008. Uh, so this is my home page. This will be something that you'll come across when you get to view my assignment. That's the home page. And we're gonna go to lesson plans. I'm not perfectly sure if I've already done lesson plans. I need this to be perfect. So this is the lesson plans. So lesson plan and evidence of the portfolio. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna say preview. Excuse me. Just gonna try and preview this so that I can show you how you can download this from the page. So it's currently busy, and then I'm gonna go through with the lesson plan. Okay, it's taking some while. Let me just use this page that I already opened. Oh, by the way, it's the same thing. Oh, it seems like I closed that page already. I can use this other one. So this is the same page that is the one that I'm downloading now. So I think maybe it's slow because I already downloaded it. So it's gonna give me maybe an option of me re-downloading the thingy. So this is my lesson plan, Morose Khalane, CIC2601 Computer Integration in the Classroom, Assignment 2. Um, And then the lesson plan is question 2. The first question was formulate 3 lesson objectives using Bloom's taxonomy. I think we are familiar with the Bloom's taxonomy. Subject line is life skills, so I major in life skills, and then we're gonna be using PSW, which is personal and social well-being. The topic will be gender stereotyping, sexism, and abuse. That will be our lessons that the learners of our grade 6 will be focusing on when they get to the term 3. Excuse me. So the lesson focuses on helping learners understand the meaning of gender stereotyping, sexism, and abuse, recognize their effects on individuals and society, and develop respectful attitudes towards others. This topic is prescribed in the grade 6 life skills curriculum for term 3, like I said, guys. So this focuses on stereotyping, sexism, and abuse. The main key that we'll be focusing on this video is um, learners will be learning more about sexism in society, abuse, and stereotyping. Um, I'll be more on the content, I'll be more on the cyberbullying, hence it focuses on what we are based on integrating the technology in schools, hence the CIC module. 2.1.2, sorry. The question was, where is that? It's right here. Just gonna do this. So the question was for question 2.1.2, what is the grade that I'll be doing this lesson plan on? So me, I'll be teaching grade 6. So I'm majoring in life skills and I'm doing intermediate phase, which is grade 4 to 6. So in this lesson plan, I chose or preferred to do a lesson plan based on grade 6 topics. And then we're gonna jump onto the question 2.1.3, sorry, which is lesson objectives. So by the end of this lesson, learners should be able to remember and understanding, define the concepts gender, stereotyping, sexism, and abuse, and identify examples of each in everyday life. So before we can go deep into that, when you start a lesson, you should start with maybe um, getting to know your students and getting to understand what type of people they are. We should start by maybe their prior knowledge. So in this instance, we can let them engage in the topic and be familiar with what they'll be learning. So we're going to find out if they know what is gender stereotyping, sexism, or abuse. If they do know, then we're going to proceed from there. And then we'll go to objective number 2, applying and analyzing. Analyze different real life scenarios involving gender stereotyping and sexism and explain how these behaviors affect personal and social relationships. So, in this instance, we're going to ask the learners to reflect on how or if they have experienced stereotype or sexism in the society, or if maybe they've witnessed someone going through something like that. Objective number 3, creating and evaluating. Design a digital awareness poster encouraging respect, equality, and kindness while suggesting practical ways to prevent gender stereotyping, sexism, and abuse in the school community. These objectives from lower order to higher order thinking skills accordance with revised Bloom's taxonomy, Anderson and Crespo 2001. So this is a text from which I've cited from this writer, which is Anderson and Carrathu. Yes, we're gonna now go to our question 2.2, which is the introduction activity of our lesson plan. Introduction activity, activity title, which will be breaking the stereotype. So I've done a little bit of a um, thingy. What's that? Pardon me. Of an activity. You'll see if you go through my created activities. But in those activities, I've done a little bit of maybe a little tweaking of some sort because anyway, guys, we are Gen Zs. So yeah, big ups to Gen Zs. So I've created this page on my with my Wix so that it can be easier for us to uh, go through. So this is what I've created. In this instance, we said our topic would be breaking stereotypes. So this is the subsection I'll be using. Activity one. This is my activity one that I posted on my Wix. So if you wanna download the page, you can say download, and then it'll take you through to the portal where you can actually save. Maybe the content will be much different on your phone compared to your um, PC. In this instance, me, I'm using my PC, so this is the layout that it's giving me at. So I used PowerPoint as my tool, ICT tool, to create this. So breaking rules, I gave one, two, three, and four, five. Yes, I gave five topics of how we can break stereotype. So in this instance, you're gonna show students on what is stereotype and how we can break the cycle of us being stereotyped. So, like I said, I use the ICT tool, Microsoft PowerPoint, and the description is as follows. At the beginning of the lesson, the teacher will display a PowerPoint presentation containing pictures that challenge common gender stereotypes. Examples will include, like you saw on the picture, maybe I can go through the pictures again. A nurse, a male nurse, a female constructor, a male cooking dinner or a father, and then a woman playing soccer, and a primary male teacher. So I've already explained and showed you the pictures. So we're gonna let the students reflect on those pictures and then also observe each picture and discuss what they see. The teacher will ask question, what is happening in this picture? Have you seen something like this before? Why do some people think only men or only women should do certain jobs? Do you agree? Explain your answer. So these are the objectives or perhaps the questions that the teacher will be asking the students to answer based on the pictures that they'll be seeing on their presentation. The teacher will record learners' responses on the board before introducing the definitions of gender stereotyping, sexism, and abuse. And then the evidence will be posted under my Wix. If you wanna follow my Wix, you will find it under my gmail.com. But I'll post it and present it to you guys online and on YouTube as well. And then we'll jump to question 2.2.2, which is development activity, which is our second activity in this instance. So, sorry. this instance, I've used Padlet as my ICT tool. So if you want to access my activity to digital scenario investigations, you'll have to go through the QR code that I've posted on this. So I already compiled a QR code, so I can't show you actually on the PC because I'll have to scan this with my phone. But once you've scanned the QR code, it'll take you straight to the questionnaire that I've compiled for the students in the systems. I've used a QR code for the top one, which is the first activity or maybe questions, and then I've used a what's the word? No, sorry, but then I've used this a slideshow. Slideshow. So this is my slideshow. So first was the question: why do some people believe only men should be pilots? So after the question comes the responses of what the students have gathered. Traditional gender roles taught at home suggest men lead adventurous careers, yet skills like focus matter more than gender, proving anyone can fly planes. And of course, the teacher will have to reflect on that and give um, her own or his views on the responses of the students. And we'll be continuing with the lesson and giving examples like I showed you in that instance. And then we'll go to scenario one, which is a boy is laughed at because he wants to join the choir. Scenario two, a girl is told she cannot become a pilot because only men fly planes. And then the teacher will have to facilitate a class discussion by comparing the different responses and correcting any misconceptions. Like I said, after the students replies, the teacher will have to facilitate the discussion and correct any misconceptions of the learners. And then my evidence will be posted under the works. Question 2.2.3, which is the consolidation activity, create an equality awareness poster. And then I used a ICT tool, which is Canva. I'll give you an example just now. So this is my activity 3, quite colorful, isn't it? So my topic was respect everyone and value everyone. It shows a girl playing soccer, equality begins with the way we treat one another. Second question is the woman at the construction site with the topic of how can we prevent gender stereotyping and sexism. And third portrait is a boy smiling with a beep on. It says use kind and fair language. And my fourth, pardon, my fourth picture is a group of students discussing. So this is the activity that I used for my activity 3. And then it shows the topic create an equality awareness poster, which is what I've depicted on the picture here. So we go back. The description of the topic: working in pairs, learners will use Canva to create a digital poster promoting equality and respect. The poster should include a title, slogan, at least 3 ways to prevent gender stereotyping and sexism, positive images, promoting respect and inclusion. Each pair will present their poster to the class and explain why they close their message. The teacher will provide constructive feedback and encourage learners to reflect on how respectful behavior contributes to a positive school environment. And of course, the evidence will be posted on links. And then we go to number 2.3.1, identifying the ICT tool that will be used. And then I've already went through everything. So here I'm just going to show you what I did. So this is the tabulated form of what I did on the above options. To make the lesson more interactive and engaging, I selected different ICT tools for each stage of the lesson. These tools help learners participate actively while improving their digital skills. So these are the ICT tools that I used for my introductions. It was the Microsoft PowerPoint, and then for my development, Padlet, and consolidation, it was 2.3.2. Describe what the teacher will do. That's where I used my Microsoft PowerPoint. You'll see everything once you log into your thing and download my work, and you'll get to see, even on YouTube, I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel, which is under just so it's under my YouTube channel. You check out the video there, and I'll go back here. The lesson will begin with a PowerPoint presentation showing pages. Of course, mine will begin with my home page, showing pictures that challenge common gender stereotypes. For example, learners will see a female firefighter, no, no. Will see a male nurse, a father caring, a father cooking dinner, a female mechanic, or a female at a construction site. These pictures are meant to encourage learners to think differently about the roles that men and women can play in the society. The teacher will ask questions such as, what do you notice about these pictures? Have you ever heard someone say that certain jobs are only for boys or only for girls? Do you think that is fair? Why or why not? The teacher will encourage everyone to participate and share their ideas respectfully. After the discussion, the teacher will explain the meaning of gender stereotyping, sexism, and abuse, making sure learners understand these concepts before moving on to the next activity. Development activity, which I used the Padlet ICT tool. The teacher will divide the class into small groups and provide each group with a different real life scenario on Padlet. Each scenario will involve gender stereotyping. That's where I posted my question and I gave two students, and I wrote possible responses from my students, which I thought were perfect for my ideally assessment here. The teacher will explain the activity clearly and move around the classroom while learners are working to answer questions and provide support where needed. Once all groups have uploaded their responses to Padlet, the teacher will lead a class discussion allowing learners to compare ideas and learn from one another. The teacher will also correct misunderstanding and reinforce the importance of treating everyone with dignity and respect. Jump to our consolidation activity, which is the Canva ICT tool that I used. For the final activity, the teacher will demonstrate how to use Canva to create a simple awareness poster. Learners will work in pairs and to create a poster that promotes equality, respect, kindness. While learners are working, the teacher will assist those who need help using Canva and encourage creativity. In this instance, I couldn't be physically with students, but I already created my Canva poster. We just gonna skip that and go to question 2.3.3. Introduction activity. Learners will observe the pictures shown in the PowerPoint presentation and take part in the classroom discussion. They will answer questions, share their opinions, and give examples of gender stereotype they have seen or heard about in their communities. Wow, my eyes are tired now. But yeah, let's continue. Development activity. Learners will work together in small groups to read and discuss the scenarios assigned to them on Padlet. They will identify whether the scenario shows gender stereotyping, sexism, or abuse. Discuss how the people involved might feel and suggest appropriate ways to deal with the situations. After discussing their ideas, each group will post their answers on Padlet and take part in the classroom discussion by commenting on other groups. Consolidation activity, which is the Canva. Learners will work in pairs to design a digital poster and Canva. Their poster will include a title, a slogan, three practical ways to prevent gender stereotyping and sexism, and pictures that promote equality and inclusion. Each pair will present their poster to the class and explain the message behind their design. This activity will help learners to express their understanding creatively while improving their communication skills. Explain how the activity will help learners achieve the lesson objective. That was the question of 2.3.4. The ICT activities have been designed to help learners achieve the lesson objectives in a meaningful and engaging way. The PowerPoint presentation introduces the topic using visual examples, making it easier for learners to understand concepts, gender stereotyping, sexism, and abuse. The Padlet activity gives learners the opportunity to apply what they have learned by analyzing real-life situations, discussing possible solutions with their classmates. Finally, the Canva poster allows learners to demonstrate their understanding by creating a positive message that encourages respect and explain how your lesson activities accommodate learners with different levels of learning abilities. Here we will be discussing on how lesson activities accommodate learners with different learning abilities. For instance, if someone maybe is disabled or medically impaired, which is not a great word to use, especially for deaf people, but in this instance, we'll be using maybe medically impaired people. How will that or our lessons accommodate learners with those difficulties? Lesson activities have been planned to support learners with different learning needs and abilities. Visual learners will benefit from the PowerPoint presentation, the images used in Canva, while learners who learn best through listening will benefit from the class discussions and presentations. Those who enjoy working with others will have opportunities to collaborate during the Padlet and Canva activities. To support learners who may need extra assistance, the teacher will have to provide clear instructions, give examples before each activity, and offer individual guidance. Learners who finish early or need greater challenge will be encouraged to expand on their ideas, ask deeper questions, and support other group members. This approach helps create an inclusive classroom where every learner has an opportunity to participate. So, as I've said during my introduction, that will be this is a class that integrates everyone. Hence, we briefly trying to accommodate each and every learner that will be joining us in our classroom. So that will be the end of my presentation of my lesson plan. Everything that you need to find, you may find on my YouTube channel, and I'll be posting it today and uploading everything there. So thank you for watching and keep well. Bye.